We are talking about one. Actually, no. Let me redo that. We are talking about what I think so. At least until I've recorded this, the date of recording, the greatest action movie ever made. I'm talking about Heat. Obviously, if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, Heat is a flawless film. And I'm not talking about objectively flawless, like how I talked about in some of my earlier reviews, where some movies are objectively these greatest films ever made, and I give them a 4.5 because that half extra needs to be done where I need to feel something when I watch the film. Heat is 5 out of 5. I'm telling the score before I even talk about the film. It is perfect. It is 5 stars out of 5 stars. Heat is one of the greatest films I have ever watched. It has one of the greatest stories I have ever seen. Okay, well, that's an exaggeration. It's not one of the greatest stories, but it's like this bubbling pot where the story is just perfect. The characters are just perfect. Like it's not like the greatest thing in itself, but when you have like a really good story, really good characters, really good actors, really good score, and really good action scenes, and then you just come into this pot of perfection. Like it boils over and you get heat. And that's the best way I can describe this movie. It is literally every good aspect of what a film could be, like a decent plot, good acting, a good score, good action. And then you just put it all in one and you get, I think, the greatest action movie ever made. It's gonna be very hard, and I personally think maybe borderline impossible to find an action movie which is gonna be as good as Heat ever in my life. I'm sure most of you will prove me wrong by commenting about some movie which was made here or there, whatever. But like, yeah, action in general is a saturated format, and honestly, it's not even worth watching half the time because it's just people shooting guns all the time. Heat is different. Ugh. I got too excited. I almost threw up my lunch. Heat is fantastic. So I'm not gonna get into a whole analysis of why Heat is good. Like I'm not gonna sit here and explain, oh, actually, Heat is one of the best movies because of these little layers and these little things. I'm not gonna do a deep dive. I'm just gonna let you know I fucking love this film. I think Al Pacino. I was about to say the best performance of Al Pacino, but that's honestly debatable. One of his greatest performances ever. I think Robert De Niro is fantastic, one of his greatest performances ever. And then the scene where they finally meet. I don't think if there's any woman watching this, I don't think they'll get it. But that scene of them finally meeting about like what 1 hour or something into the film, and that just that entire scene, it's equivalent to like getting really wet for any woman watching, or if there's dudes watching, which most of you are. It's like a movie boner. Like you're so hard when you're watching that scene. You're like, and it's not even because the men are attractive or because you're like, oh my god, this is. It's literally because holy fucking hell, I'm witnessing peak right now. All right, before I get like a spasm and get stuck in my back. Yeah, Val Kilmer is also really good in this film. It's an incredible film. I think Heat is phenomenal. I think Natalie Portman, who is a child at this point when this film came out, is incredible. Well, I didn't even know she was in this film. I remember watching. I was like, Natalie Portman, So yeah, she's incredible in this film as well. Plays quite a fucked up girl. Al Pacino is fantastic in this film. I mean, I could not, I can't tell in enough words. I would say the same thing. Al Pacino is fantastic in this film. I would say the same sentence at least 20 different times, just with more adjectives. Like, I can't explain to you why he's so good. He is. He just is. Robert De Niro, a very good character. I think Robert De Niro's character is probably my favorite character in the film. Very interesting character, so to say the least. Some of the scenes in this film are iconic. The final shootout scene is one of the best things I've ever seen. It's so well done. It's so good. The table scene between Al Pacino and Robert De Niro is one of the best scenes ever. The scene where a little bit of spoilers, but where Val Kilmer has to leave the heat because of the cops. Oh my god, heat's around the corner. every time I think back of this film, I'm just thinking, holy shit, what an amazing film. The opening scene as well is super iconic. It's God. Heat is just, I mean, I described it perfectly at the start. Yeah, excuse me. I am so excited. I'm literally not able to speak because my food's digesting from the excitement. Heat is actually one of the greatest action films ever made. And I've not seen all the action movies in the world. So for me, at least, until I watch something better, it is the best action movie I've ever seen. It's genuinely fantastic. I cannot think of any other action film which even comes close in terms of all the aspects I mentioned at the start. I think this is the height of action films. I don't think there will ever be an action film made anymore in our current time which will be able to be this good. And even if it is, I personally would not be able to help myself but compare it to Heat and realize it's not as good, and I would probably not like it as much. Yeah, Heat has probably ruined action movies for me, and you know what? That's fine. It's good to have a big standard for something which is redone so many times it honestly gets frustrating. But yeah, I think Heat is absolutely fantastic. I think um it has a great story throughout. I think honestly, for anyone who's not watched Heat and you're not really into action movies, why this works so well is because it's not just mindless gun shooting. Like there's an actual plot happening in the background despite all the gun shooting, which is what I think why many people are turned off by action movies, which I am too, because it's a whole lot of oh, evil terrorist agent undercover blah 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 criminal heist. It's all a bunch of saturated nonsense. Heat feels fresh. I'm pretty sure it inspired a lot of those kind of movies, unfortunately. But Heat, at least for me, actually feels fresh. It has depth in its story, beyond just I'm a robber and I'm a cop and I'm gonna catch you. Like there's a lot of more. Again, I'm not trying to make like a movie analysis, but I'm sure there's like a 3 hour video explaining Heat on YouTube. But definitely watch this movie if you haven't already. It's really good. Take my word for it. I don't. It's 5 stars. Like, ever since I've gotten back to reviewing since the start of this year, I have not, like, you'll find me giving 5 stars to very few movies, and Heat deserves to get 5 out of 5. And yeah, I have nothing else to say. I feel like I've been just jumbling over my words and saying the same thing for the next last 5 minutes. But yeah. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.